Good day, good afternoon, guten Abend, zdravstvuyte, hola. Well, the last video took a little while to produce. There was a few delays in the manufacturing of said video. I'm trying to get this one out a little more promptly. So I appreciate your patience, but I appreciate you coming back too. We've had a little bit of stuff going on recently. We've actually managed to get some electricery in. The electricians have just left today, actually it's Saturday afternoon. He was here this morning finishing off. Good on you, Brent, thanks very much. I very much appreciate your commitment to getting this job finished. He's a busy man, young Brent. But the boys were here yesterday and we got all of the lights everywhere, done, finished, complete. The only thing that we're missing at the moment is the ventilation system and a couple of lights which I forgot to buy. So that's sort of down to me. So it's looking a little bit different inside and I'm loving it. It's coming along really nicely. So let me show you about quickly before we get stuck into doing a couple of things. All of the waste from electricians. Door frames, hello. Wired off, that's our switchboard. Doesn't need to be accessible outside because we don't have a meter, because we're off grid. Light switches, hello. It's amazing. Lights. Door frames. Architraves, architraves. We ripped some 65 by 19 mil timber down. We put a little bevel on one edge of it. It's like a 10-degree bevel, but left it full thickness. Some nice detail, some sap lines, various sorts of features in the timber. This guy here is one of my favorites. This piece of timber, it's Tas oak or Victorian ash, but it actually looks like, I don't know, a blackwood. Tassie blackwood. So we've got some door frames, we've got some architraves on there. The kitchen is now fully finished. We've got a microwave that is not plugged in, but it's got power. Oven works, the cooktop works, the range hood works. We've got lights, we've got power, we've got this flash little doodad here that you can wave your hand in front of and it turns that light on the back. It's coming along very nicely. We're waiting on the tiler to come and finish the splashback here. Also the wet area skirts. There's in the wet area, oh yeah, we've got a vanity. Hello. Got a vanity and a shave cabinet. In the wet area we've got tile skirts all the way along the edges down here. We've also got a splashback that's going to go above the laundry. Look, let me turn a light on for you. Ta-da! I've just got the bench top out here at the moment. I'm going to drill a hole in that for the sink that's going to go in there. We've got power in the back of this for the washing machine, power on the top there. We've even got lights up here in the mezzanine. It's amazing. So it's all coming along really nicely. Another thing we've got working is our floor heating. It's gone up again. Does this work? Sort of. So we've got a thermostat for our floor heating. We can set the thermostat to 20.5 degrees. It's currently at 21. It started off today at 19. And when we turned the power on, we were testing things. I turned it up to 20.5. It's made it to 20.5 and stopped heating. And yeah, now it's at 21 degrees. So it's really good. We don't quite have a shower yet. That's the next thing on the list. But we do have a heated towel rail. So yeah, lots of progress. Oh, the toilet's in. Dun, da, da, da. But yeah, look, everything has turned out really nicely. The bar light there, the 6 on the top. I think this one is the pendants. Really looking forward to seeing how they affect the ambient light in the space. And obviously the LED strip across the back of the workbench over here and this LED strip too. So look, it's been a long time coming. It's one of those major steps. We've had some of the light fittings in place for quite a while before we built the kitchen so that we got good access to it up there. So the lights have been fitted, but they haven't been working. It's been a bit frustrating working off one power point that's been in the larder on the back of the switchboard. So we've been running an extension cord out here to vacuum and to use power tools and things like that. Now we've got power points everywhere that work. I'm just spoiled for choice. I'm excited. You know Big Kev, he was excited. I'm excited like Big Kev. Still got a few architraves to go on these couple of doorways. But the architraves and the timber work and everything in the wet area where the tiles are going to go, that's all finished. Ready for tiles behind the kitchen. Once that's done, we've got plumbers coming, digging trenches. We've got sewerage, stormwater and freshwater coming in to be done. At the moment, I'm totally procrastinating again because I've got to drill another hole in my bench tops. This is our laundry tub. In Australia, usually they're a big, square, sort of 45 litre tub, quite deep. They used to be used for soaking clothes that needed, pre-soaking before going through a wash. We had something similar. I think it might have been the same bowl in our previous house and we really liked it. All it is somewhere for you fill a bucket or rinse something off or wash your hands coming in the back door or whatever. But mainly so that the washing machine can have somewhere to go to, and it's got to have a trap and a waste outlet and all of that. So this is the laundry bench I've taken out. I've marked out where it's going to sit. I'm really hoping that's going to work out nicely. It's a reasonable distance off the edges. Of course, we've got a little bit of space wasted with the tiles coming in off the side and the back here. We've also got a bit of timber in the cupboard underneath that comes in a fair way here, so we've got to keep this back a little bit. But I think, all in all, I think that'll sit nicely underneath the cupboard in the laundry, and it's not taking up too much of the bench space. There's still a fair bit of space left there. I've marked where the centre of the divider for the washing machine is, and I've marked the centre of the doors. The sink is a little bit offset to the right from the centre of the doors, just to save a bit more space on the other side here, but also to make the gap between the back and the side even. So, with lights and any number of power points at my disposal, gonna cut another hole in another perfect bench top. It'll be fine. I've done it twice now. It'll be fine. It will be fine. I'm sure it'll be fine. It'll be okay. I'll be fine. Let's make a hole. Using my favourite hole saws again. Now for the bit nobody's looking forward to. With the last couple of holes that we cut in the bench tops, they were straight and square. So we had the sink and we had the cooktop, and they're both square, straight, things going into square straight holes. This one of course is round, except for this bit and this bit. And I don't really think it's worth breaking out the track saw just to cut that little bit there. So I'm going to do the whole thing with the jigsaw. I don't really like the jigsaw. That doesn't always stay straight. It's certainly not very neat. And it happens that I've got a PowerPoint right here that works. Yay. I mean, yes! Making sure that we don't cut the other bench top. No, you're right, I've got it. See, I've fixed it. So I've got it here, it's all right. You can stay there. Add this to my collection. Let's see if we actually made it work. Oh yeah. I didn't cut out too much. Amazing. All of the bench tops are sealed with this particular product. This is called Whittle Wax. Not sure who it's made by. We got it from the guys that made the kitchen for us. There's another product that was suggested to me for the architraves and the skirting boards called Fiddy's Wax, Fiddes, but this is a similar product. It's just what's been used on the bench tops, so I'm going to continue using it for the timber work on the bench tops. But yeah, she's starting to dry out a little bit. Good thing we're just about done with it. So again, we're aiming for 125, trying to keep it nice and square. So we can come this way a little bit. That's pretty good. We'll get a couple of these just cinched up a little bit so we've still got some motion. And we'll see how close we can get. So you can see how this clip's working. It's sort of hooked into the timber, and as you screw that down it pulls those two parts of the clip together. So we can get this guy lined up in the next one. Get those teeth to bite in. So let's get this back in the laundry and off my kitchen bench. So that's pretty nice to get that in, ready for the tiles and the splashback there. Well, g'day. It is 4 o'clock in the AM. I'm just about to jump on an early flight to the mainland to do some work, and I thought, why not show you guys what the house looks like with it fully wired up and lit up. Looks like a Christmas tree. I can hear wallabies bouncing around. Anyway, I promised to show you what it's like with all the lights on. Now that it's all mostly finished, we've got a few little issues that I need the electricians to come back and fix up, but otherwise it's looking fantastic. Really happy with our choice of lights. Really happy with the way that they set them out and the time frame that they managed to get it done. So big shout out to Brent and his crew. Thank you very much. Came back actually on a Saturday morning to finish off wiring the switchboard for us. They didn't quite manage to get that done during work hours last week, so he actually sorted that over the weekend for us. So top bloke, really nice guy. Anyway, enough waffling. I'll show you what it looks like. Brace yourself. Well, I think it's safe to say the weather in Tassie has turned. Last time we spoke, we'd just had electricity put in the house. It's really nice to have lights and power. We are working on another monumental project at the moment, which is quite exciting, but a little more destructive and messy. We're doing some plumbing. And by plumbing, I mean we're digging lots of holes, lots of trenches. It's very exciting. Well, it's all right. It's progress. So we've got stormwater and sewerage to connect. The sewer obviously connects to a septic tank, which is just down the hill here, somewhere down yonder. So that's all treated on site. The stormwater is a charged system, which means the water in the gutters has to go into the downpipes. It goes underground through here, pardon the wind, goes underground up here and then goes up against the side of the tanks around the corner. So all of these downpipes on the shed are already charged, and the downpipes on the house over there's a couple on the back of these posts, and there's some on the other side. They're all charged, so the water level in the house will be somewhere about there, I reckon, on that downpipe. It's nearly to the top on the shed, but those two systems will connect. There's a junction already in the ground over here, so we've just dug that up. So we've just dug up this junction to connect the house supply into this, which will then follow back over this way, back up to the tanks. In the same trench, we're actually going to run our sewer line as well, so that comes out over here near the bottom of that window over there, and we'll track that in the same trench, and then it'll peel off and go down to its own connection, which has been waiting for it for a couple of years down there. But yes, the weather in Tassie has turned. Last time we were speaking about electricity and lights and power and things like that, we had probably a week or so of 20-23 degrees. It was really nice. We've just struck our first week of dismal temperatures for the whole week. It said no rain, but you know, take that with a grain of salt. But like 13, 14, 15 degrees all week. So it's a bit average. Blowing a gale this morning. We've had some scuds come through, so a bit of rain every now and then, which hasn't been too bad, but it hasn't slowed us down any, but we've had to stop for a cup of tea a couple of times. But it's another service, I suppose, that's going to be hooked up, making us one step closer to being able to move in, hopefully before winter fully sets in. I wanted to show you something. That's not really what I wanted to show you, but it is quite interesting. It's 15 years old. It's just been to the vets, and it's now on drugs for pain and lumps and things like that. Anyway, she's doing all right for a dog. what I wanted to show you is this. In the house today, we are still sitting at 25, nearly, yeah, 25 and a half degrees, 22 degrees in the front room that hasn't seen sun yet until this afternoon. It's 11.5 degrees outside. So it's wonderful walking inside from a cold, wind-driven rain on a frosty, not quite, Monday afternoon, into the nice warmth of the house to sit down and have a cup of tea. It's really, really nice. It's probably a little too different, like going from 10 or 12 degrees outside with wind chill factor and moisture factor and stuff going into 25 degrees inside. Like you take a layer off instantly. It's pretty harsh, but it's really nice to know that it's doing what it's supposed to do. Like I've said many times before, it's just performing as good, if not better, than we thought. So I can't remember if I shared this with you before or not. Filming's been a bit sporadic. We've been doing lots of little jobs, tidying things up, finishing things off that needed finishing off, but weren't urgent at the time of sort of completing the rest of it. So we've done a few little jobs recently. We finished some painting. Erica's been working on the eaves. We've painted some downpipes. We've got the corner strips on the edges of the cladding. We've waterproofed a few different areas. We've put a shower in. That's sort of fought me the whole way, but we got it there in the end. But yeah, a few little odds and ends around the place to finish off. But I can't remember if I've showed you much of the patio. So we ended up choosing to go with paving stones instead of timber decking. Timber decking was crazy expensive. It's a little bit hard to get in Tassie at the moment too. But when I priced it all up, we were looking at 15 grand just in the timber, let alone concrete, stumps, excavator, gravel, concrete, drainage, all of that sort of stuff was on top. We managed to get all of these pavers and the retaining blocks and the gravel for less than 10. So probably about half price by the time we put in labour and things like that. So for better or worse, for richer or poorer, not richer, but definitely not as poor, that's for sure, we ended up with pavers. I really quite like the finish around the doorway. It's really nice to just step straight into the house. There's barely a difference in height. You better have clean feet, I'll tell you what. The difference in temperature is just, it's astounding, it really is. Sure, you can see it on paper, but to feel the difference between 12 degrees and 25 degrees instantly just walking through the door in a house that's not heated and still has 2 windows open. So, it's just so nice, I can't tell you, it's so nice. So we've got our shower in as well. This is just hard to get it all in one frame. It's quite a narrow space, but it's just an all-in-one shower system. So there's an acrylic wall system along this wall and then into the corner and along that wall. There's moulded shelving down the corner. And a shower rail with a mixer. Pretty basic, does the job. It's what we've had before in previous houses and we really like that setup. I was in here the other morning just having a look. It was 7:30, 8 o'clock and the sun was pouring through this window straight into the shower. So I'm really looking forward to having a shower in the sunshine. It'll be really nice. We also got our first door in. No handle on it yet, but it's a polycore door, I think they call it, which is a foam-filled door. It's got MDF on the outsides, solid Tas oak around the edges. There's a good solid block up through here that we can drill a handle into, and it's a Tas oak veneer on the MDF. So it fits in with all the rest of the colours of the timber work. There is certainly some variation, but Quite pleased with how these have come out. Got the dishwasher in, kitchen you've seen before, bit of a mess. But we've also got wardrobes. So these were installed a couple of weeks ago now. Master bedroom, Erica's sewing room. Really happy with how they've come out. Also got some robes in my room. This may be a spare bedroom, so we've sort of made allowance for clothing and stuff like that, even though I'll probably never use it for that. So there's some drawers, some hanging space, and then just some shelving. Well, a frosty good morning to you. I honestly don't know where my last video finished, where I last finished recording, so this is going to probably be a little bit out of step. We've had a few things going on, like I think I was saying before. We've had tilers in, we've had plumbers, we've had electricians a little while back, but they're coming back to finish a few things off. Quite happy with these. No, we weren't sure about the white texture, the white lines and things in there to start with, but I think it's growing on us. I think it's a little bit nicer than just plain stainless sheet across the back there, which is what we were thinking originally, so I'm sort of glad that plans had to change. The guys have cut in the PowerPoints nicely. All looks really good. Very happy with how that's come out. We've also got similar in the laundry here. Another PowerPoint on the bench. This sink was pretty easy to cut in. And now, wonder of wonders, we have running water. Crap, I've just noticed a massive water leak under here. This is not good. This is not planned. This is not staged. Crap. Okay, totally my fault. I did not tighten up a cap enough. Should have checked this ages ago. That's a whole lot of water. So the water's been hooked up for 4 days, I suppose. That's not excellent. In the back here we've got these, what are they called, dual stopcocks or something. They've got a 1/2 inch BSP outlet to the top and a 3/4 inch BSP outlet to the bottom, designed for washing machines and dishwashers and things like that. The cap on the 3/4 side has a, well, both of them, there's a blanking cap for each side, and it has a rubber grommet thing inside. And if you tighten that up, you can leave the tap on, which supplies water to both sides, but obviously one side is capped off. That was leaking. That's very disappointing. I should have checked that. That's totally my fault. It's not the plumber's fault. Because I turned the water on after we'd gone through and checked everything. Gee, I hope these cupboards don't swell. Wonder how that kick is fixed. Oh, it's not. So, running water everywhere. What a turd. There's no major damage. There's no lasting, noticeable major damage, maybe. The doors are fine. I think this guy here, which goes all the way down to the floor, will be fine, because there's a little bit of a gap on the bottom there. There's a couple of little issues here. This corner's swollen a bit, and the other corner here's swollen a little bit too. The back of the carcass is swollen, but that's inside and it's right at the back and nobody's ever going to notice. I don't think anybody's going to see these either. Like, once the doors are on, you can't see it. This dress panel here is probably going to be the most visible, and it has just started to split. So that's probably going to be noticeable, but maybe I can tidy that up with a little bit of white silicone or a bit of white paint or something. This guy's not too bad. I thought I'd gone around and tensioned everything, checked all of the connections, all the pressure connections before I cut the line in. Obviously I missed one. Hopefully it's only one. I've had the dishwasher going only for a little while, but I suppose I should check the kitchen connections as well, because they're the same. So the washing machine, no it's not, it's a dishwasher, comes off the cold side. The hot side's just a single tap, so it doesn't have those blanking caps on the other side. These are the blanking caps for the 3/4. It's just got a little rubber washer in there. Just wasn't tight enough. Anyway, enough rambling on about emergency water leaks and swelling cupboards and things. We've got water, we've got running water everywhere. So what we're going to be working on today is some dress trim panels, dress architrave skirt. I'll just show you. This is the master bedroom. Against all of the windows, we're going to have a piece of timber that goes up against the window like that. If we were to run carpet all the way to the edge of the windows, I don't know. I feel like it needs something. I feel like it needs something like this piece of timber all the way along. Carpet can finish up to it, and then it's a bit of a transition to the window. So I've got some of these 110mm by 19mm thick pieces of timber, all Tassie oak again. You can see a few different colours and shades and grains and all sorts of things in there. Chosen specifically for that. So I've already varnished these with a couple of coats. They're already cut to length. We just got to find the window that they suit and drop it in, and hopefully it fits perfectly and I can glue it down, and then we have carpet installed next week. Very exciting. So if this is the right one, it's about 3.5 metres long. That's what it'll look like. With some nice carpet here instead of cardboard and chairs and ladders and... Hello, dog. This is the other guy. This is in my room. So let's glue those off and get them in place. One more step towards carpet. Right, so we're going to use a bit of pseudo sealant stick on the bottom of these timber boards. Should stick fine to the timber and the concrete, and it's a flexible sealant, so any movement in the timber due to sunlight coming onto it, it'll absorb that without cracking. We're not going to use heaps, just going to put a little line or a couple of blobs or something. Going to let it stand up reasonably well to take out any inconsistencies in the slab height or any bows in the timber. It really doesn't matter how flat this sits. Because there's carpet going up against it, and there's enough material in the height of the window frame that you'll never pick it anyway. Plus it's low enough and out of the way. So it's really just to hold it there, but it doesn't need to be laser level perfect. Sort of like to hold that in against the window to get rid of that little bit of a bow, but that would look better. I think we might have to do that. This is not how I was hoping to do it, but I'm running out of time. This stuff's drying on me and I cannot find the proper wall plugs So what I'm going to do is just drill this to the slab with a normal screw. Hopefully it's just going to hold enough sideways pressure that I can put a wedge in between these two and push that timber that way. It's not ideal, it's what I've got to do, it's what I'm working with. See what we can get done there. That's alright. This guy's a bit the same. It's got a couple of mil in the back there. It's not terrible, but if I can get away with not having to run a bead of anything across the back, I'd rather do that. So we'll do the same thing here. Right, I'll apply some glue. There you go, bit of leverage. It's really good, I like it. Hopefully it dries there and stays there. It's under a bit of pressure here, but hopefully that glue is strong enough to stick it into place. I've been trying to close off this video for a while. There's been things happening to the point where I feel like I'll just leave it for a little bit longer and we'll get the plumbing, or we'll get the electrical, or we'll get the carpet, or we'll get, you know, whatever. So I've been struggling to close this off for probably a couple of weeks now. But look, it's an ongoing project, so I can sort of hold off the video forever and, you know, keep giving you the next step, you know, the carpet or the rest of the skirting boards or whatever it is. But it's continuing. The project is still happening, so I'm going to close it off now. I think it's hopefully gone on for long enough. It's certainly taken, I don't know, 2 months, I think. Yeah, it's probably the best part of 2 months since we've had that sink in. That was the last video. I'll show you the patio first. We finished this when the plumber came the other week. And I didn't record any of it again because we had the builder, the tilers and the plumber here at the same time. But we managed to finish off the deck, the patio. I don't know what it is. It's a deck, but it's made of bricks, so it's a patio. But I'm pretty happy with it. Obviously, this was the first bit that we started. Came in through here to the back door. And we sort of finished up towards the corner here. We've managed to cut in a bevel that runs from the corner of the as yet unfinished wall. Project number 7420. We've got a bevel cut that goes through to the edge there. Can't really see it. It's quite subtle as far as the slope of each section goes. So this section around the corner of the house slopes away from the house, as does this section, slopes away from the house here. And that cut through the middle just means that we can have the pavers sort of line up. So we've got a full paver through the cut, but one can fall this way and one can fall that way. And I think it's ended up quite neat. So around the corner there, and that just finishes with the capstones, the same as what's along the edge here on that far corner. We'll probably put a path of gravel or pavers or a mix of both or something around the corner there to the front door. And come out to this corner here and finish that way. So very happy how that came out. So that's going to call it for this video. Thanks for checking in with us. Progress is still happening. Check back with us in a couple of months at the going rate, but hopefully in a few weeks we'll have some carpet, some doors, some skirts, and we'll be real close to having it signed off and hopefully moving in. Again, thanks for checking us out. Appreciate all the likes, subs and the comments. Cheers.